Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from SimpleProgrammer.com. So it's about that time of year where I put together my list of Christmas gifts, of software developer gifts, programmer gifts, whatever you want to call it, for this year as it's getting around the holiday seasons, and a lot of you are either shopping for gifts to put on your own gift list, buying yourself a gift, or perhaps you want to send this video to one of your significant others or family members or friends in order to tell them what they should buy you for Christmas this year or put in your stocking. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the list, but before I do, there is a little bit further ado. I will tell you that if you want to check out, I did a video last year on this, you can check it out, and I will also create a blog post out of this, so there'll be a blog post with links and everything, which you can check out. You can check out the last year. Actually, maybe we can link to the last year blog post on this. So you've got a nice resource that you can send people if you don't want to go through the whole video, and you can just send them a link and you can tell them, buy me something from this. All right, so I'm going to go through my list here. It's fairly large, and I'm going to tell you the things that I would like to see on my Christmas gift list. I also surveyed the Simple Programmer audience and got a lot of good responses. So these are kind of the most popular things, and I'm pretty sure that most software developers, a lot of software developers would be interested in, a lot of programmers, a lot of tech geeks, you know, whatever, would find these things interesting. So let's see here. The very first one I have here is computers. I'm going to talk about computers first. So I have a Surface 2, the Microsoft Surface 2. This is really, or Surface Book 2, Microsoft Surface Book 2. I had the original Surface Book, and I thought it was really cool. I ended up trading it in and getting a more powerful machine. But the Surface Book 2, the cool thing I like about that, why I recommend it as a gift, is that it has the ability to actually have a real graphics card in there. So it's been beefed up. They fixed a lot of the hinge problems, fixed a lot of the issues that I had with the original Surface Book. Really, really good product, it seems, at this point. I haven't used it myself at this point, but I like all the upgrades they put in there, especially having the higher end video cards so you can actually do some real gaming. That was the big problem I had why I traded in my Surface Book, was I couldn't actually do any gaming on it. Okay. Next is the MacBook Pro, the next version, the newest version of MacBook Pro. Also, Apple updated this. Obviously, most developers want to get a MacBook Pro. That's very, very popular. Obviously, it's an expensive gift as well as a Surface Book 2, but, you know, MacBook Pro, I have to put that on there since so many people requested this. Next up, I've got actually this right here, this iPhone X. Or iPhone 10 as it's actually called. Really, you know, top of the line phone, obviously, you know, $1,000, $1,200 phone, but, you know, it's a really good phone. It has face recognition on it instead of the Touch ID. It has, the thing I like about it the most, the reason why I actually did the upgrade, there was two reasons. One, because the camera is really good on it, but the other thing is I like that it's a smaller phone, and it still has the same screen real estate as the larger Plus, because I had the iPhone, my last phone was the iPhone 6s Plus, and so upgrading to this was worth it to me, just to be able to have something smaller in my pocket. And, you know, the Touch ID, the Face ID is pretty cool as well. Okay, so along with that, I have to say the Pixel 2. I don't have a Pixel 2, but that's the Android competitor. Essentially, you know, there's obviously a couple other options, but by far and large, the most popular option that I got from my audience, from Simple Programmer, was the Pixel 2 by Google. Next up, this one I'm kind of excited about, is the SNES Classic Edition console. Okay, so this is basically a Super Nintendo with a bunch of games loaded on it that Nintendo put out. Now, these are kind of hard to find. They have been out of stock, but supposedly there's supposed to be a bigger stock coming in. But these are really cool. I'd actually really like to get one of these myself, because it'd be a lot of fun. I actually tried to get the NES Classic Edition last year, and I just couldn't. Like, it was sold out. So you might have to actually buy it on the secondary market, but, you know, pay a little bit more if you really, really want it. But it's pretty cool, and they have some really awesome games on there. So I'm pretty excited. Super Nintendo was like one of my favorite, definitely, consoles of all time. Okay, next also I'll put NES Classic Edition. These are hard to get. Obviously, Nintendo's not making them anymore, so you have to buy it on the secondary market. But if you can get one, I never end up getting one. That's a pretty good gift, I think, because they're so hard to get. All right, next up, we've got the actual SSD drives. Okay, so I always talk about SSD drives because I think for a developer, for a programmer, you know, having a fast computer is really important, and it's something that I always geek out on. I always want to have the fastest SSD drive possible, and so these are pretty cool. So every year I usually give the updated, like, what is the best SSD drive that you can get for the money. So this year there's two contenders: the 960 Pro 500 gigabyte. That is the fastest M2 drive, okay, that's available. Or you can, it's expensive, so there's an EVO version instead of the Pro version, which is another option, okay. And then a new contender here is Intel's Optane SSD 900p. There's a 480 gigabyte version. You can check this one out here. This is really cool, really fast. Again, pretty expensive, but it's considered by a lot of people now to be the king of the SSD hill, the top SSD drive. It has a little bit of different performance characteristics, so I'd encourage you to look between the two, but it is definitely really cool. It's actually creating a new category of SSD of its own. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time there, but you can research the details if you're interested. Next up, I have the Raspberry Pi 3. This always goes on my list because so many developers want to hack on the Raspberry Pi, and I understand why. It's a pretty cool little computer. With that, I'll also add the ARDUINO, which is another one that usually makes it on my list. Again, another really cool project for hacking, for, you know, building some cool stuff and just playing with technology, building robotics, stuff like that. Okay. Next up, I'm excited about this one. I actually love this one. I won't pull out my Oculus Rift, but I'm going to say Oculus Rift. Really cool. I was really impressed with this technology. I got it last year, actually, for Christmas, and I was skeptical at first. I thought, okay, you know, 3D technology, whatever, it's been crap whenever I've used it, but I was amazed. I really, after getting the Oculus Rift, I was like, I don't want to play any game that's not 3D. It really is a lot of fun, so I highly recommend that. Next, we're going to get to ultra-wide monitors. So I've got an ultra-wide monitor. I am a believer now in ultra-wide versus 4K monitor because ultra-wide is the ultimate. It's like dual monitor, except there's no line down the middle. So ultra-wide is the way to go as far as I'm concerned, for software developers, for programmers, for anyone that's really into technology and does a lot of work on the computer. So I've got three options for you that are they're all Dell ones. These seem to be the top ones this year. I've got an LG model myself, which I mentioned in last year, but the first one, and this will go from low end to high end. So the Dell U3415w, okay, that's kind of the lowest end model of it. Still really good, curved Dell, you know, ultra wide monitor. Then we've got the Dell 3417w, okay, which is a higher end version of it. This is probably where I would go for most people, is this middle of the line version. It's really good, has really good performance characteristics and high quality display. But if you really want to go all out, if you really like, you know, if Santa Claus is really being good to you this year, then he'll get you the Dell 3818DW, which is sort of the top line. That would be on my Christmas list if I were looking for a new monitor this year. It'd be that one, you know, and it's pretty damn expensive. So any one of those three options, though, is going to be really good. Okay. Next, also having to do with laptops or monitors, is a couple of people pointing this to me. It's called Your Slide Laptop Monitor, and you can get it. I'll put the link in, but it's Your Slide. So what this is an actual monitor, external monitor that goes in your laptop to make your laptop dual screen or triple screened, right? This is pretty cool. So it's an external monitor. It's designed for the laptop. It has a little tray. It comes out and it clips into place, and you can have dual screen. So this is one of the problems I've always had with laptops, is that I want to have a dual monitor display, and with laptop you can't do that, but now you can. So go check that out. That's really cool gift, I think. It's something I didn't know existed. Next, I've got the Apple Watch 3 on this list. I had it on my list last year. I still think I'm wearing my original Apple Watch that I got in Paris at the very first, like when it first launched. I probably need to upgrade this sucker, but I don't know. I don't use the Apple Watch enough that the features on it that I felt the need to upgrade it. But the Apple Watch 3 actually has GPS built in and a couple other like cool features. So it's possibly worth an upgrade if you have the older version and you use it a lot. But if not, it's a pretty cool technology gadget, especially if you've got an iPhone. All right, next up, this one I'm pretty excited about as well because I like gaming, which is the Nintendo Switch. Okay, I got this actually for my birthday this year, and it's a pretty cool system. I like that it's so portable that you can actually like play it on a screen on your TV, and then you can pull it out and you can play it, and you can bring it on a trip with you. I travel a lot, so that's really cool. It's still hard to get a hold of, I think. It was, I mean, I had to get it secondary market, so you might still have to for Christmas. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to recommend 2 games for it. One is Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm actually still playing through this. It's a really big and long game, but it's really fun. And then Super Mario Odyssey is the big one for this year. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm really interested in that game. That, obviously a Super Mario game. Okay, moving on. So now I'm going to get into some subscriptions here that are going to be useful. So the first one, obviously I got to recommend Pluralsight because they're awesome. Pretty much any developer that doesn't have a Pluralsight subscription is going to be pretty thrilled. Just go with an annual subscription for the Pro, for the best gift idea. Pluralsight is awesome. Obviously I've got 55 courses on Pluralsight, so I'm slightly biased. But I really, really think that Pluralsight is a good value and it is a great gift. I mean, for any developer, this is something that I would be giving as a gift. Probably the number one thing that I would probably give, just because I know it's going to be well received, right? It's awesome training. It's going to enhance your career. Plus, it's a lot of fun. I've got some game programming courses on there too, which are a lot of fun. Okay, next, similar Interview Cake subscription. So I did this promotion with Interview Cake this year. I discovered them, I've done some videos talking about them, but they're awesome. They're such an awesome way to prepare for a coding interview. Again, another really good gift, something that is going to highly benefit a software developer to get a good job, especially get a job at like an Apple, Google, Microsoft, one of those where they're going to have these kind of interview questions. Interview Cake is just awesome. These guys are awesome. So a lot of you bought, when I did the special, I think several hundred of you bought Interview Cake subscriptions, and I've gotten a ton of positive feedback from it. So really cool. All right. Next up, this one I didn't even know existed, computer glasses. Okay, so I mean there's a bunch of different kinds of computer glasses out there, but essentially glasses that remove the strain on your eyes when looking at the computer. They're specifically, I haven't looked into all the details, but it looks pretty interesting. A lot of people are swearing by computer glasses now, so it makes sense. So, also if you want to look a little bit more chic, look a little more nerdy at the computer, these computer glasses are good. So it could save your eyes. It could be helpful to you to reduce eye strain is what I heard is the best. Next one I'm interested in also is called Trex Air, which these are cool. These are like Jawbone headphones. They're wireless headphones, but they're open ear. So basically they transmit the sound through your jawbone, okay? Which is pretty dang cool, especially, I don't know about you, but when I'm sitting at the computer and I'm listening to headphones, or when I have headphones in for a long time, it tends to hurt my ears. So I like this idea, especially if you're, out and about and doing stuff, or especially for programmers too, I think, because if you're listening to podcasts while you're coding, you kind of want to be able to hear what's going around as well. So I like this idea of not shutting out all the sound and having that jawbone transmission. Seems like a pretty cool technology. Along with that, I'll say that Airpods are another major one. I got my pair of Airpods thanks to Noah Kagan. Actually sent me this after I did an interview with him. He's an awesome guy. I'm actually going to meet him for lunch this week. But AirPods I've really enjoyed. I felt like these are really, really cool. Just the fact that they can just automatically connect to your phone, that you can pull them out and it stops the play, that you don't have any wires. They're really good. They charge the battery. I've already done a review on this, so I'm not going to go into all the details, but AirPods, definitely a good gift. Okay, next, Echo, the Amazon Echo. Hopefully it doesn't come alive now. But why? Why is this a good developer gift? Because you can program it now, and you can create your own Amazon apps for it, which is pretty cool. So I have one of these in every room of my house just because I use it so much, and it's cool. It plays music, all that kind of stuff. So it's a cool one, like I said, for programmers, because the Amazon has come up with this program where you can basically create new features for it, and it's kind of fun. It has a really good API and stuff, so it's a good gift, based on that. Next, PowerCore 2100. Okay, so this is a huge by Anker. It's a huge power pack that allows you to charge, I think it was like an iPhone like 8 times or something like that. Really big battery, but really small profile, which is really important. So this is probably, I travel a lot. I would definitely appreciate something like this. I'm always using chargers. Speaking of chargers, the next one I have is the Boost Up wireless charging pad. And the reason I put this one on here is because both the Pixel 2 and the Apple iPhone 10 have, as well, I think the iPhone 8 also has wireless charging capability now. And so having wireless charging is cool, but you need a wireless charging pad. So if you know someone who got an iPhone 10, this is a good gift. It's not too expensive, it's more in the $50 range, and you can, let them be able to charge their iPhone wirelessly, okay? With that, another similar gift, or a gift to pair with this, is called the Juice Pack Air, which is an iPhone case that is a battery as well that doubles the battery life of the iPhone, but it also has wireless charging capabilities. So if you had an older iPhone, you could buy this and you could put it on there, or you can just double it up and wirelessly charge your iPhone and the extra battery. I travel a lot, so this is something that I'd actually like as a gift, because when I travel, maybe I'd like to switch my case from my default case that I have to the battery pack case, so I don't have to carry a battery pack in my pocket. I realize how annoying it is trying to carry an extra battery pack. It'd be better to just have it as the case. Maybe the phone's a little heavier, maybe a little bulkier while you've got that, but big deal. All right, next up, I thought this was really cool. Ultra 400 gigabyte UHSI micro SDXC. So this is a micro SD card, right? I don't have one here, but here's the adapter. A micro SD card, 400 gigabytes. This is insane. You can put a lot of data on a 400 gigabyte micro SD card. Again, this is kind of one of those geeky gifts, but it's something that I think would be kind of cool to have, because you've got all of that data capability on such a small device. So good gift idea. Next, Fallout, the board game. I thought this was cool. This is something I'd like to have. I'm a big fan of Fallout, so Fallout the board game seems pretty cool. I'd like to play it. I haven't tried it out, but it seems really cool. All right, so that's my main list, and then I'm going to give you a couple of other ideas here. Obviously, I have to promote some of my own stuff. Definitely every software developer should have a copy of the Complete Software Developer's Career Guide. It's an 800-page book. You can beat someone with it. I've also got a Kindle version, and audio version is coming out, but this is a nice gift, of course. I also have Soft Skills, the Software Developer's Life Manual, which is also another book that I wrote that is obviously a good Christmas gift. And then let's talk about some courses here. So we'll put that away later. So I've got 10 steps to learn anything quickly course. This one, is a good gift. Anyone who's a programmer needs to learn things quickly. So I would recommend obviously getting a gift from Simple Programmer. And then also how to market yourself as a software developer is another good gift for any software developer, to learn how to market themselves, to build a blog, to boost their career really, and to build a personal brand. So those are all the gifts that I have for this year. If you've got an idea of a gift that I didn't put on here that you'd like to see on your list, obviously you can link it, or not link it, just put a comment below and let me know. If you have one of these that you really like, that you're like, yeah, this is awesome gift that I mentioned here, go ahead and leave a comment. I want to hear it. And like I said, go to simpleprogrammer.com, check out the blog, and this video, like the transcript of this with all of the actual links and everything, will be there, so you can share that. Every year I do one of these posts, so hopefully you've enjoyed the one this year, and hopefully Santa Claus is good to you. Hopefully you've been on the nice list and you get some of these gifts. Maybe you get that MacBook Pro in your stocking. All right, that's all I got for you today. Make sure you click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the bell so you don't miss any videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.